This is the Kofire UG-06. It's a gaming headset you can connect to your PC, phone, tablet, or your gaming console. In today's video, I'll be going over this headset's features and letting you know how my user experience went. Welcome to the Middle of Nowhere. I received an email from a Kofire merchant to do a review on the UG-06 and I agreed. While they sent me the headset for free, I have not been paid to make this video, and the Kofire merchant does not get to see the video prior to me pushing it live to YouTube. All thoughts on the Kofire UG-06 are my own and have been influenced only by my user experience. Before I go what's inside the box, let's have a look at it first. Both the front and the back of the box provide information about the UG-06, such as the methods of connecting the headphones to your device, and the low latency chip inside, which reduces delay between what you see and hear. Inside the box are the UG-06 headphones, a USB wireless receiver that transmits over the 2.4 GHz band, a 4-pole 3.5mm cable, it's braided and is roughly 5 feet in length or 1.52 meters, and a USB Type-C to Type-A cable used to charge the UG-06. It's not braided and is 32 inches or 81.3 centimeters long. You also get a pop filter you can slip over the microphone and an instruction pamphlet. The pamphlet is in several languages and provides details on the headset's features, how to operate it, and warranty information. One gripe I have about it is the text is so incredibly small and hard to read. Luckily, you can find the manual online and I've put the link in the description. As for the UG-06 headset itself, they are closed back over-ear headphones and powering the listening experience are 15mm neodymium drivers. They have a frequency response range of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, a speaker sensitivity of 100 decibels plus or minus 3, and a resistance of around 26 ohms. Powering the Kofire UG-06 is a 1000 mAh battery with 27 to 30 hours of usage time. You can connect the headset to a PC, phone, tablet, or any of the major gaming consoles in 3 ways. Wired using the aforementioned 3.5mm cable, via Bluetooth 5.0, or wirelessly with the included USB dongle. How you can connect the UG-06 is determined by the device. Some devices can be connected through multiple means, while others can only be used wirelessly or with a 3.5mm cable, as shown by this image. Material-wise, the UG-06 is largely made out of plastic, but the headband is made from a combination of metal and plastic. I'm glad to see this, as the metal backing will provide more durability to this part, one I've seen fail on much more gaming headsets I've used over the years. The left and right sides are clearly marked with an affixed L and R tab, and you can adjust the width of the headset about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters on either side. I would have liked to have seen about another inch or so of adjustability so a more comfortable listening experience could be provided to those with larger heads, like myself. The ear cups rotate so you can lay the UG-06 flat when you need to take a break or remove them to talk to someone. The cups do face up though, so unless you turn the volume down or hit mute, whatever music, video, or game you're playing will be heard by others. I can see pros and cons for the cups facing down or up, so I'll let you decide whether or not it's a good thing that they point up. There is also some up and down movement to the cushion part of the ear cups for additional adjustability. The headband cushion is thick and covers enough of the band to prevent it from digging into your skull. The ear cup cushions are also thick, but could be a bit stiffer as their softness offers too little resistance when pressure is put against them. This could impact your wearing experience in terms of comfortability, as well as whether or not your ears end up touching the back of the ear cups. The sides of the cups sport a gunmetal colored mirror finish, which looks great and seems cool until you touch it. The finish draws fingerprints and other gross detritus as fast as me opening up a cheese package draws my dog.
The cheese tax, the cheese tax. You gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax.
There is also accent lighting on each cup that adds some aesthetic flair to the UG-06, but I feel it could have been left off altogether. Lighting on headsets is largely wasted in my opinion, since the user won't see it and it's an expense that could have been spent elsewhere on added features, better construction, or omitted entirely to lower the price. Keep in mind too, turning the lighting on will also use more battery, shortening your usage time. Now onto the buttons and other doodads on each ear cup. Starting with the right, you can find a USB Type-C port used to charge the UG-06. While charging, you cannot use the headset. Next is a button that has a myriad of functions depending on the device to which you're connected. Mainly though, it's an on-off button, but you can also use it to play or pause music, answer, hang up, or refuse a call, or with a double press you can redial the last phone number in your call record. Above that is the mode button, which lets you change between Chinese and English, as there are verbal audio cues when you power the device on or off. Connect or disconnect to a device, or when the battery is low. The next two buttons are used to move a music track forward or backward. Also on the right cup in the front is the microphone. It can be neatly tucked away unless you have the pop filter on, and adjusting it is as simple as moving it up or down. There are set positions so you won't have to worry about it dropping unintentionally, which is great. The microphone capsule is omnidirectional and advertised as noise cancelling, but I think this is at the expense of sound quality. As far as sound goes, it's not too bad, but not great either. My friends on Discord described it as functionally adequate, but also generic sounding and definitely not as good as how I sound when using my Elgato Wave 3 mic set up with plugins. I was told my voice didn't sound muffled, it wasn't too nasally or high-pitched, the mic never peaked, and my plosive sounds, P's and S's, were fine, just generic. While I would have liked a bit more praise for the mic sound, at least it wasn't bad. You don't want a poor quality mic getting in the way when communicating enemy positions or if you're just having a chat. Here are comparison recordings between the UG-06 mic and the Elgato Wave 3 with plugins set up.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what a mortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?
In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire?
And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet?
What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp?
When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee?
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what a mortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? While you can definitely hear the differences between the two mics, the UG-06's mic does a better job of not picking up my PC's fans. But other than that, the Wave 3 sounds much better overall. One thing I definitely like about the UG-06's mic is you can completely stow it away should you not need it and are only using the headset for listening. There are also two lights on the mic boom to let you know if it's muted or not. On is unmuted and off is muted. However, seeing as it's on the underside of the mic and also because the mic boom is so short, you won't see the lights. Thankfully, when you press the mute button on the left ear cup, you'll hear a double ding to let you know the mic has been muted and a single ding to let you know it's unmuted. Now onto the left cup. Here you'll find the 3.5mm jack and above that the volume wheel. It does have a top and low end to it, so you cannot spin it infinitely. The wheel also adjusts the UG-06's volume independently of the device to which it's connected. This could be seen as either a good or bad thing depending on your point of view. However, having the wheel present definitely lets you fine-tune the volume to best suit your tastes without having to take your phone out of your pocket, grab the remote to turn the TV down, or adjust your PC's volume on the taskbar mid-game. The next button is the lighting accent button. Hold this down for 2 seconds to turn the lighting on, and again for 2 seconds to turn it off. Above that is the microphone mute button. From all appearances, the Kofire UG-06 has a load of features to make this headset stand out. But how do they sound and are they comfortable? To get an idea of how the Kofire UG-06 headset sounds, I watched videos, listened to music, and played Elder Scrolls Online. Overall, the soundstage is rather bass heavy, and depending on the kind of music being played, the track sounded as if it were submerged, almost slightly muffled. This was fairly apparent when listening to the opening seconds of Galantis' song True Feelings. When listening to something more bluesy instead of EDM, like Jimi Hendrix's Voodoo Child, the sound was still bass heavy but less muddy, and the deeper sounds didn't drown out the rest of the music. I think if you have an equalizer, you might be able to adjust the sound for music to better suit your tastes, but I'm not completely sure you can overcome how bass heavy the UG-06 is. While watching movies and videos, I'd say the sound was decent. Dialogue was clear and easily understood, but still affected by the heavy bass profile. Action scenes with explosions were impactful as they should be, but mid, high-pitched, and background sounds felt muted compared to the deeper sounds. As for gaming, I again felt the weight of the UG-06's bass signature. A lot of abilities in the Elder Scrolls Online are booming low sounds, and the UG-06's speakers did a lot to accentuate these. If this is something you like, then you'll definitely like the UG-06, but for me, I wasn't a fan, as I like hearing the full range of sound clearly. Lastly, even though the UG-06 are closed-back headphones, do not expect them to block out all outside noises. While listening to music or playing Elder Scrolls Online, the headset did manage to muffle sounds, but not completely block them. Depending on how much sound isolation you want, this might be good or bad. Overall, the Kofire UG-06 don't sound terrible, but they could be better. Subjectively, they're too bass heavy for me to really enjoy. If you like heavier sound profiles, then the UG-06 is definitely for you. On a positive note, connecting the UG-06 to my phone and PC via Bluetooth and then to my PC with the wireless USB dongle was super easy, and there wasn't any noticeable delay in what I heard compared to what I was doing or seeing, and this is great. The second side of the headset coin is comfortability. So what was my experience wearing the UG-06? If I were to describe it in a word, it would be tight. And I don't mean tight in a good way. I mean the headset has a pretty tight clamping force, and for those with big heads, you'll feel it. The UG-06 became painful to wear for me after only 20 or 30 minutes, and this isn't good. I experienced the most pain where the bottom of my ears and jaw meets, and also above my ears just below the temples. Because you cannot adjust the headband very much, I'm unsure how else to lessen the clamping force except to maybe try and break the headband in by putting it over a basketball, a stack of standing books, or even the Kofire's box. You also might be able to achieve some modicum of comfort if you rotate the ear cups backwards or forwards, but then you'll break any seal around your ears that limits outside noise. The cushions for the ear cups are pretty plush and they don't bottom out or collapse, at least for now while the headset is new. I cannot speak to their durability after months of use. One thing the cushions don't do, however, is let your ears breathe. As such, you may encounter some sweaty gaming sessions, even when it's not hot. Overall, the UG-06 is just not very comfortable headset, at least for me. The pain I felt with the headset on was pretty bad, and it prevented me from wearing them for any length of time. Having said that, because we humans come in a variety of shapes and sizes, I didn't want to have my experience with the Kofire UG-06 be the only one given on this video. So I asked my wife to try out the headset and give me her thoughts. Before doing that, I measured the circumference of our heads as I had a suspicion that was playing a role in the pain I felt. My head measures 24 inches around, or just shy of 61 centimeters, and her head measures 23 inches, or 58.4 centimeters. When I asked her how the headphones felt, she said they were fine, and she never felt any pain, and this was after wearing them for over 16 hours, split up into 2 6-hour and 1 4-hour session. Regarding the listening experience, she listened to a variety of music genres and didn't encounter any muddiness or feel the sound was too bass heavy. Overall, she said the listening experience wasn't bad, but not great. It was perfectly adequate. Who knew the size difference of just 1 inch would lead to such a drastically different and more positive user experience?
That's what she said.
Michael, please. Please.
Also of note, the battery had 20% life left off a full charge after her 16 hours of use, and with the RGB lighting on the entire time. And that leads me to my conclusion. The Kofire UG-06 gaming headset's tagline could be 3 ways to connect, a perfectly adequate sound experience, and only for heads smaller than 23 inches around. Seriously though, I think the UG-06 headset isn't bad, but it's far from great, and it isn't for me. I like that you can connect it to a myriad of devices in a myriad of ways. I like that you can hide the microphone if you only want to listen to music or watch a movie. I like how light and well constructed the UG-06 seems to be. And I also like how the microphone, even though it doesn't sound the best, does a decent job limiting unwanted outside noise. And I definitely like how there is no perceivable delay in sound when wirelessly connected. What I don't like though is how painful it was for me when wearing the UG-06. While people with smaller heads will not suffer from this problem, Kofire should have designed a headset with better adjustability so more people could enjoy their product pain-free. I don't care for the sound profile, which favors lower sounds, and I feel the microphone could be a bit better. Finally, one thing I'm very miffed about with the UG-06 is the lack of a second audio cable with the mic and sound plug split, or at least a Y splitter adapter. This absence required me to purchase a separate part so I could test the headphones on my PC with a wired connection, thus adding to the overall cost of ownership. The UG-06 costs $69.99, and this is a crowded price point for gaming headsets. While not too high of a price, it's not one I'd consider cheap either. I think the UG-06 would make a great gift for a young gamer who hasn't fully grown, or someone on a budget and with a small head. However, I also advise you to look at several gaming headsets at and around this price point, find reviews for them, and then make your decision accordingly. And that's all I have to say about the Kofire UG-06. What gaming headset do you currently use? What qualities do you look for in a headset? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, hit that like button. You can show your support for the channel by getting subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification icon so you don't miss out on any future content. And while you're here, why not check out some of the other videos I've made. I'm Seth, and I'll see you next time, along with my cat who's meowing in the middle of nowhere.